Okay, that should be everything set up and working correctly, I believe. Maybe. Let's get us a link to share on Discord.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
that should be everything set up.
Wiggly camera. Alright. Up on the Discord. There we go. That's our link. Okay. Woo! Done. Good. Okay. Had to get my setup all set back up because it's been taken apart multiple times because work. So, we are set up and hopefully in the coming weeks going to be streaming a little more regularly and a little bit more of a schedule because life is making a little bit more sense hopefully soon. So tonight let me back that up. Today I went and picked up my commemorative series Drinky McDrinkington Jacob Bugsman dwarf. My understanding is this is like the Christmas model. Super fun. I have some of these guys for Warcry, so when I saw that they put out Warcry rules for him, I was like, I need that. I was like, I super need that. So to commemorate, I've got some Kirin Ichiban. Probably not what he's drinking, but it's what I had. So we're good. All right. So we've got sort of this nice kind of washed out white paper box, gray header. The picture is sort of like sky picture of just the miniature, and then there's like this gear overlay. Actually a super nice looking box. And while it is still the kind of like white kind of tan thing that all of the AOS boxes have, like this guy right here, for example. Like this guy right here, for example, which is Thankful and Bone Ripper. You can see it's still got the same kind of overall feeling. Whoa! Back that guy out. There we go. Still got the same kind of overall feeling, but it is going to stand out a little bit more, which is pretty rad in my opinion. So Thankful will go back on the floors. We're not building him tonight. And instead we've got our little drinky dwarf. On the sides, it's just got the normal side stuff, like don't eat it. On the back, you got some pictures of our fellow. He does come with two different heads. He comes with a helmeted head and an unmasked head. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet. I'll probably decide that once I crack them open. So yeah, let's get in there. Get cute little dwarf face on the tab. Oh, this guy is $35, which is about the normal rate for an HQ, like slightly higher. But all of GW's HQs are always expensive, so nothing new there. So we have a nice plastic fold out. Same thing they do with most of their sort of commemorative miniatures. So we'll toss the box to the side. Then we got some instructions here. These don't have any of the rules on them, which I do think is kind of a shame. I wish they would have actually just stuck his rules in the box with him instead of putting it in White Dwarf. But I guess they wanted something to sell White Dwarf. But I would have much rather had the Warcry card and his War Scroll be in the box itself. So, is he getting a War Scroll? I knew he was getting Warcry rules. I don't know if he's getting a War Scroll. But I would have really liked them to be in the box as opposed to because oddly he came out before, like a whole week before the White Dwarf did. So like if I had him painted up right now, I couldn't play him. So we'll see. Alrighty, he looks nice and simple for as far as construction goes. He's got that big barrel on his back. He's got a tankard on the side to fill her up. I started doing my character overlords for Warcry when I was playing Deep Rock Galactic. And one of the things in that is that your characters like get hammered before you go and dig in the ground and fight Tyranids, basically. So when I saw that there was a drinky dwarf, I was like, yes, that's awesome. Alright, so one simple little screw and 32 he's going to go on. So this will match the bigger base or some of the bigger dwarfs. I have some of mine over here that we'll look at. He'll be about on the same size as the HQ base. We'll take a look at those in a minute. So getting that out of the way. Simple little sprue. Looks like he's basically sliced down the middle, and then his backpack is a couple of pieces. He's got an axe and the two different heads. It does look like this head has like a drinking tube, which is pretty rad. But I don't know how that would help him with a cup. So who knows? So I'm thinking we'll probably do the unhelmeted head. But let's go ahead, get him sliced out. I guess we'll take a look at the instructions. Alrighty. I had to redo my setup, so I think my camera's a little far back compared to how I like to sit. But it'll do for now. Actually, you know what? I might as well try to fix it while I'm looking at it. Okay, let's try that. That better? Yeah, it's better. Now we gotta lift it up a little bit. There we go. A little bit better? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, seems good. Alright, yeah, we'll run with that for now. Maybe we'll pick it up a little bit more like that. I apologize. There we go. I think I just put it in the same spot. Oh, getting this reset up is such a pain. But it's fun. It's fun. So gives me someone to talk to about stuff that nobody cares about. So my imaginary friend YouTube coming in handy. Okay. Alright. So these are our first two pieces. I've got some really crappy plastic glue. When I bought this, I thought it was this. The Model Master ones are really nice and they have like a metal applicator. The tester stuff fucking sucks. And it clogs up in the fucking tube constantly and it's really annoying. You have to break it open. So, get some on the line there. Nice and easy. Easy breezy, beautiful dwarf. Alright. Come on. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Right. Get some here in the foot. That foot. We'll have to seal that seam up a little bit more. And we'll break everything, apparently. It's actually really, really hard to build on camera. I have never actually tried this before. It's really hard. Here we go. Here we go. It's kind of annoying. He has a seam like right down his center. Like he got cut in half like fucking Voltron. It's kind of annoying, but it's okay. Alright, so there he goes. Well, he's going to be sticking to the base a little bit. Let's take a look at some of my other dwarfs. So I've just grabbed a couple of different ones to show off sort of how I have them painted and talk about them a little bit. So this is one of the HQs. I think it's an engine rigger, I think. Maybe. He's one of the models that comes from the Start Collecting box that doesn't have Warcry rules. So I've never actually done anything with him. But I painted him up to match just because he's a really rad model. And in case I ever wanted to do AOS with these guys, I'd have them. You got some guys with like shooty, big Gatling guns. It's one of the really fun things about the Caradron Overlords is they have this like kind of steampunk sort of futury aesthetic, and all their technology is kind of like super intricate and like really fine, and looks like someone spent a lot of time on it, and it's a really nice contrast, you know, to a lot of the designs of something like the Skaven, where, you know, everything's sort of like ramshackled and like running off weird warp cocaine crystals, and, you know, and I like that a lot. I think it's a really fun setup. This is my Rat Ogre that I'm working on. He happened to be sitting here, so I grabbed him. So yeah, so all these guys, they have crystals on their bases. I'd kind of actually like to expand their bases out a little more. I'm trying to up my base game a little. So since I have to get crystals for his base, I will probably get everybody some extra new crystals, or some little crystals or something. I don't know. I think it's neat. There's lots of glowing crystals in the game these guys are from. Or the game that I was playing when I was like, I need Space Dwarfs in my life. So have the flying stands, which is pretty cool. So I magnetized them on there like that, so that they don't run into the problem of breaking, which is a big problem with a lot of the flying stands. Also, all of these guys that have alternate weapon options are magnetized, although this one's sticking for some reason. There we go. All these guys are magnetized, including the bombs that can fit on these to turn them into the other guys. I got those magnetized too. So that is Flying Dwarf. And then there are sort of just generic hatchet and pistol kind of pirate looking dwarfs. I will say that with all the dwarfs, I really, at the time, I hadn't ever done an army that was blue based, so it's one of the reasons I wanted to do these guys in blue. And I also had never done, let me take that back. I sort of did these guys kind of to be like antiquity inspired, and that's sort of the mix of the colors, like the silver with the brass, the blue with the red, because a lot of things in antiquity, like armor and buildings and, you know, carriages and like pottery and stuff like that, nowadays it's like really sort of muted dull colors, but back in the time it was actually super bright. So, you know, your building would be like bright red or bright turquoise or gold or something just atrocious. So since these guys are kind of steampunky, I sort of wanted to do sort of an antiquity kind of feel to them. So that's why I picked those colors. So yeah, those are the guys that he will match, and now he's probably stuck to his base good enough for us to keep going. Alright, next part is his belly. So, let's see. He got his belly, and then we're going to need an axe. So we'll cut that out too. So I do like that this guy actually has like technical lore, like being a, you know, a descendant of the character Bugman from Warhammer Fantasy. I think that's super funny and really rad. I'm just putting glue on this piece here. And a lot of fun, you know, and the kind of more thing that I think they should do with Age of Sigmar, you know. I like the you know, returning to some of the things from fantasy that are cool. And you know, they usually can have some lore reason for them. And then that will be his axe right there. And we'll see how that's gonna connect with the base. So I'd like to get a little glow down under the head too. Okay. So there will be paint to hold it down. It's gonna be a little bit gloopier than I really like, but the applicator in this glue fucking sucks. I really gotta get a different one. So there it goes. Got his axe now. He's got the belly. Everything he needs. Alright, so now we're gonna start working on the big old barrel and the tankards and stuff. There we go. Oh, gotta get on cam. There we go. So yeah, whenever you play, so Deep Rock Galactic is basically a game about being a space dwarf and going and mining, and you know, you mine up different stuff that's worth money, and you can do little missions, and like Tyranids spawn in and try to kill you and stuff. And it's a good time. It's a super good time. And whenever you start any mission, you always go over to the bar and have a drink, and it usually gives you some kind of buff. You know, like maybe you dig X mineral faster, or you're immune to some kind of damage or something. So you always start off every mission with a drink. So since my guys are Deep Rock Galactic inspired, or Deep Rock Galactic, as I was playing at the time, inspired me to buy them. I had to get a drinky guy. God, I hate this applicator. Okay. Nope, that's backwards. Fuck. It's really hard to build on cam. There we go. Alright, sweet. Okay. We got this end here, which goes on the big side. Like that, I think. Yeah, looks right. Alright, let's clean up a little bit. Alright, sweet. So yeah, since this guy's gonna probably be some kind of elite for Kill Team when his rules come out, I'm super interested to see what his abilities are, because it'd be really rad if he got a bunch of like buffing or healing from the beer that he could do. That would be super cool. There we go. Okay. It fits one specific way. Way too much glue there. Alright, there we go. It'd be really neat if like he could be like, "Oh lads, have a point," and then just everybody gets some healing back or something, like in a radius around him. You know, Warcry, you know, it has competitions and stuff, but it's not like super competitive game in my opinion. So it's really nice when they do kind of like silly thematic stuff with it, I think. Oh, okay, so he gets the backpack. Okay. So I hope he has some fun abilities and not just the standard ones for Keragen Overlords. Because the standard ones for Keragen Overlords are cool, because like the guys with the big what the fuck are those called? Grappling hooks and stuff. They can pull themselves across the room and stuff. You know, they can get a bunch of bonuses if they have the objectives and stuff, and they're definitely fun and very thematic. I'd sort of like to see that keep going with this guy. See what else he, you know, give him some cool buffs with his brews. Stuff like that would be a lot of fun. Go. we go. I'm not a super big fan of how that backpack clicks on, but it's okay because the other one sort of covers it up. But I'm still not very happy with how that works. Fuck. God, it's so hard to build on camera. I should have tried building like just some Mork boys or something on camera first. There we go. Okay. Okay. Alright, so he just has a couple more parts. He's actually super simple. He would actually not be very hard to build at all if I wasn't doing it on camera. He would be like turbo easy to build. But doing it on camera makes it a little bit more obnoxious. This is his like his tap for the beer. There we go. Alright, now we gotta pick a head. Let's clip them out, and we'll look at them on the model and go from there. I do kind of wish they would have made like a very clear like drinking hatch on the helmet. Like maybe his model has classy. Maybe his model has like a big like nutcracker mouth or something. It'd be really cool. Alright, so let's see. We got standard head. Sits in there on the tab. Pretty great. And all my other guys. Actually, the only unhelmeted orc or unhelmeted head I've seen, which is pretty cool. And then we have the helmeted one, which sits there and then pipes back to the barrel, which is kind of cool. Like he has like a pipe, like a beer hat. It's kind of cool. But it doesn't make a lot of sense for him to have, you know, the toasting cup, you know, like wah, and then be drinking it out of his helmet. It's a little weird. So we'll do the unhelmeted head. My neighbor is playing ukulele at 10:30 at night. Because of course they are. Fuck. Here we go. And that is Jacob's, what is his actual name? Yeah, Jacob Bugman, the Age of Sigmar guy. The Caradron Overlords. Pretty awesome. Really cool model. All the GW HQs are too expensive, but he's really rad. Very cool. Very, very cute. So he's a commemorative model, and I think some sort of limited edition for this sort of holiday season only. It's sort of like the Christmas model. And he will have Warcry rules in the next issue, November 2020 of White Dwarf. I'll be picking that up and taking him into the 8 points with my other dwarfs once he's all painted up. So yeah, he's a little bit taller than a regular Caradron Overlords. About the same size as the other HQ. Yeah, pretty good. They're both occupying a 30 mil base, so pretty good. Yeah. So hopefully this look at Jacob Bugmanson was kind of cool. And I'll be posting photos of him up on Instagram as I finish him up. And thank you if anyone wants.